Welcome to another edition of Deep Fat Fried.
Way to go, TJ.
Way to go.
Way to make people puke before the show's even started.
Yeah, good. Good.
Disgusting piece of shit.
You're disgusting, Paul.
You know, normally we're friends, TJ, but today you are my competitor.
As if you present any sort of competitive challenge to me.
Oh, yeah. The guy that's won literally every game we've ever fucking played.
You ain't won shit, bitch. You ain't won shit. You
Winner
won
of the weight loss contest.
Uh-huh.
Winner of the Pessimists board game.
Yep.
Undisputed champion of trivia and all things knowledge.
Well, you know what, Paul?
Paul's ego the great.
Today that fucking winning streak comes to a goddamn end. Because you ain't never gone up against me before, Paul. Except in the weight loss challenge, which really I won.
I dominated.
If we're honest
that
about
challenge.
it. If we're honest about what really happened in that challenge, I won.
It worked out like one time. I mean, literally once.
Hey,
you actually gained weight some of the check-ins that we had too.
You know what?
That was great.
Fuck you guys, man. I don't even have to do this. I'm not even fucking participating in this bullshit.
Fuck you. I'm not a part of the system.
Yeah.
It's fine by me. I win another one.
No, I win by default if I forfeit.
That's not the way that works.
You win by default if you forfeit?
Yeah, you never heard of that?
No, I never have.
It's called,
why do boxing matches ever happen then, TJ?
It's called the forfeiter's victory.
There's no such thing.
Yeah, there is now.
No such thing.
Mayweather won so many fights. I forfeit. And here's the winner, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, it's like you guys are just sore losers is really what it boils down to.
I'm not even competing.
Oh, you're competing, Scotty.
Oh, okay.
You got to compete, too.
I'm going to win because I have all the answers in front of me.
Yeah, well, so will I after I cheat.
You know what? I forfeit before your forfeit, so I win.
I'm just going to let you know, Scotty, I plan to cheat my ass off. I'm going to look up every single thing you say. And there's nothing anyone can do about it. There's no one here to hold me accountable.
So,
no shit.
On camera before the game starts.
Well, I can't get on camera because I'm sharing a screen with you. I can either share a screen or share a camera. Can't do both.
Really? Is that true?
Yeah.
You can put your camera on the screen that you're sharing.
Yeah, but then I can't share this screen. Don't you need to see this looping GIF of the fucking characters?
Yeah, it's not necessary, TJ.
What? What? All right, fine. I'll get on camera. I don't care.
You need to be on camera so we can see you're not cheating.
Fine.
Because no one's taking your fucking word for it.
You know what? You guys are cowards. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not going against you. How am I a coward?
I'll get on the fucking I don't care. No problem.
Okay.
I don't even care.
Okay.
I don't even give a fuck. I'll get on the damn camera. Give me a second. I got to hook it up.
All right. Well, while you're doing that, TJ,
it might actually not work. Because a lot of times I have to restart OBS to make it work, but we'll see.
It might not work. I just can't be on camera, guys. I'm sorry. You just have to take my word for it.
Yeah, when I do a bad in hope and all this other stuff, I can somehow be on camera.
Well, but you know, I'm just saying, like a lot of times when it won't work without a restart of the system. So, not a part of your system.
Story.
Oh,
so
yeah.
TJ, tonight's episode, we're gonna learn about some history.
Your fucking history, bitch.
Yeah. Damn, I'm kind of regretting you being on camera now.
Jesus.
Tonight's episode will pit TJ and Paul against one another. We will determine who is the greater student of history and who buys into myths that surround him.
Me.
Damn, I look like a winner today. Look at me.
Yeah, Paul's a winner. Paul's every day is a winner.
It's every day, bro.
With the Disney Channel flow. With the Disney Channel flow. I'm better at that song than you are, and I don't even know that song.
It's every day, bro. England is my city.
Sorry.
Fuck is wrong with you, TJ?
Really wish I would have brushed my teeth today now that I'm appearing on camera.
So we'll go from the top, TJ, because the shit show continues.
I gotcha.
History, fact, or fiction?
Fact or fiction.
So you guys are going to compete. And TJ, of course, you guys are going to compete for fabulous prizes. We're going to go about that in a minute.
Cool.
So the rules are simple. I will ask you both about an historical event or person, and you have two choices.
All right.
Is it a fact? or is it fiction?
Right, I see. Gotcha.
The player with the most points wins. We'll play 2 rounds, a bonus game, and a final question.
All right.
Each answer, and as otherwise noted, is worth just 1 point.
1 point. And you're going to keep score?
Yeah, I have a thing open right now, keeping score.
Okay.
Right now it's pretty easy, 0-0, so I can figure that one out.
I think I should be given like a 10-point lead.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
10-point deficit, maybe, because you're going to cheat your way through this.
Hey, look, you can see my hands. That's why I'm on camera. So yeah, I can't cheat. I'll put my hands right here.
All right, you better.
Keep your hands up.
So there's a couple twists in the game.
I noticed that Paul don't have to have his hands up. Like he's so
because I'm not a
trustworthy.
cheating fuck.
Yes. Whoa, what happened? Oh, I vanished. Okay, sorry. Hold on.
Oh, yeah. What a coincidence. Oh, shit. Well, actually, that question I disappeared, guys. But the answer is false. So there's a few twists in the games.
Yeah.
In the game, excuse me. You have in each round 2 times you can switch your opponent's answer. Of course, there's another stipulation here. This can only be used by 1 player per question. So you can't switch your question back to your original answer.
Okay. So what would we just say? Like, I'm switching his answer. Or
yeah, so you can say I'm electing to switch Paul's answer because I'm not going to read the answer, so I'm going to go let's do a final answer kind of thing. So like you both could finally decide, but then Paul could say,
Okay.
hey, you know what? I'm switching TJ.
And we're allowed to do that twice during the course of the game?
Twice per round. So it's
Per
2
round.
rounds.
2 rounds and 1 final question. Are we allowed to do it in the final question?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to get to that too.
All right.
So for example, if TJ answers fact to a question, Paul at any point before the answers reveal can switch Ginny's answer to fiction. Or the other way around.
Gotcha.
Once per round, you can use Google to try to figure out the answer, but you're limited to 30 seconds.
Okay.
So you have like you have your little Google one if you want to try to figure it out.
All right.
In the final bonus round, no help or answer swapping is allowed.
Gotcha.
And it would make sense anyways.
All
So bonus points throughout the game, there'll be ample opportunities to earn bonus points. And of course, no game is complete without a prize. TJ, can you show the 2 prizes?
Yes.
That you can select from?
So here's prize number 1 of Mega Snacks 50 count variety care package gift box.
Hell yeah.
For college students, military worker home. This thing has got all kinds of stuff. This has got fucking Oreo minis in it. It's got goldfish. It's got pop chips. It's got fucking Welch's fruit snacks. It's got Famous Amos. This is just a smorgasbord of good shit.
Over 3 pounds of snacks.
Pringles and Skittles.
The other one
everything.
is you can get this this pack of beef jerky.
Ooh.
So you got all kinds of different little beef jerky. You got venison steak beef jerky. You get some little crispy cuts, the different, mostly beef jerkies, but there's a few other non-jerky things in there too.
And by the way, if this is a patrons episode, we haven't determined if it's patrons or public, but whoever it is, 2 lucky fans will also win this pack for the best answer or best comment or whatever that I see fit.
So Scotty will randomly select someone with a good comment.
Oh, it's not gonna be totally random. So I mean, it might be if you want to flatter me, if you want to flatter us, you want to suck our dicks or whatever you want to do. You want that prize? This can be yours as well. And all you have to do is watch and be a fat ass.
Gotcha.
You don't even answer any trivia questions. So there you go.
Gotcha.
So is everyone clear on the game?
I feel like I am.
Okay. So we're now going to start round 1.
Round 1.
And I have a 30-second
Fight.
timer. So after I read the question, you guys will have 30 seconds. At the end of it, you have to have your final answer selected. Okay?
Okay.
So question 1 is, the world's first computer programmer was a woman. Fact or fiction?
Do we have to wait the whole 30 seconds or like?
Yeah, you can answer whenever you're ready.
Fact.
Yeah, I'm going to go with fact on that one, too.
I'm going to switch Paul's answer.
Go ahead and burn that now, DJ.
Oh, TJ burns his first one. It is a fact. Ada Lovelace has been called the world's first computer programmer. What she did was write the world's first machine algorithm for an early computing machine that existed only on paper.
1-0, bitch.
So TJ,
I win. I win. The end.
1-0, and you had to burn a fucking limited resource to get it. I'm fine with that.
For the current score, TJ 1 and Paul 0.
0.
And I'm gonna make a note here. TJ used 1 of his things.
I did.
TJ 1 switch. Okay. On the next question. Now, I made some of these easy, TJ, so even you can answer them.
All right.
Question number 2. George Washington chopped down his daddy's cherry tree. Fact or fiction?
Fiction. I'm going to reverse Paul's answer because he's doing fact.
Yeah, I'm reversing TJ's answer, too.
No, you can't.
Oh!
And I'm saying fact. There you go.
Nope.
So of course,
Yep.
you both end up being wrong. And this is fiction.
No, he switched my answer. I
he
said
switched your
fact.
answer? You
Nope.
said fact?
No, he
Yeah.
was going to say fiction.
You don't get to say what I was gonna say.
I know what you were going to say.
fact.
I know exactly what you were going to
You
say.
switched my answer to fiction. Thanks for the point, bitch.
No.
And thanks for your last one this round.
No. You can't preempt my shit.
You
Go
have to
back
have
and look at the tape. I never said fiction.
Yeah, but you were thinking it.
I said fact.
I knew what you were
answered
thinking.
fact.
I knew what you were thinking. All right, well, I withdraw then.
You don't get to withdraw.
I withdraw my
Too late,
switch.
game.
I withdraw my switch.
Too late, bitch.
All right, I'll tell you what. Next time we're going to lock in answers before we do the switch. So Cheetah, you can keep your thing. But you guys can both answer. So no switch to this round just to make it simpler. So what are you guys' answers?
It's fiction. We already know.
Okay, so you both get a point. Fiction.
He shouldn't get that point though.
One of the most famous American legends is that George Washington, as a 6-year-old boy, chopped down his father's cherry tree. When asked about it, so the story goes, he said with the utmost virtue, "I cannot tell a lie.
Father, I cannot
I did cut it with my hatchet." This event never happened.
Of
Was
course
invented
it
by
did.
early Washington biographer Mason Locke Weems to illustrate the remarkable virtues of the remarkable man. Washington was a legend in his time, and books and stories by Weems sold like hotcakes.
Let's lie and say he couldn't lie.
Yeah, so basically they lied about lying.
Yes.
A point for Paul and a point for TJ.
Should be one. It should just be for me. But okay.
Should be 1-1.
I already see the bullshit coming.
What the fuck? All right, hold on. I have
Okay.
to. This
So
fucking
question,
piece of
TJ
shit.
and Paul, if you guys are ready. And I'm going to
Yeah.
reset my timer here. Hitler created the Autobahn. Fact or fiction?
Hitler created the Autobahn.
15 seconds.
I'm going to say fact.
Fact.
And pause. So fact, final answer?
Yep.
Final answer.
Fiction.
Damn.
Germany is famous for beer, engineering, Hitler, and the Autobahn. Hitler had no connection with beer or the Autobahn. He was not an engineer. He was a teetotaler who didn't create Germany's federal motorway. Hitler could not have seen the Autobahn since it was already in existence in 1931,
Boo.
2 years before he became chancellor.
We all know
Damn.
Hitler made the Autobahn.
Hitler's rise to power and the development of the Autobahn did happen almost the same time, but they occurred in the wrong order for Hitler to take any credit. So unfortunately, you guys were fooled by that one.
I think Hitler did it. I think you're
Okay,
wrong.
well,
I think
you
your
can think
research
all you
was
want,
shoddy on
but
this
you're,
one.
You're still not being awarded any points.
Damn.
So the score remains TJ 2 and Paul 1.
All right.
Question number 4. Albert Einstein was offered the presidency of Israel. Fact or fiction?
Sounds fake. So I'm going to say it's real. Fact.
What was the question again? He was offered it or he was awarded it?
Albert Einstein was offered the presidency of Israel. Fact or fiction?
I'm going to say fact.
So you're at what final answer fact?
Final answer is fact.
TJ, final answer fact?
Same.
You guys are both correct. Fact. On November 17th, 1952, following the death of Israel's first president, Chaim Weizmann, he declined, saying he lacked the, quote, natural aptitude and the experience to deal properly with the people to do the job. You guys are both awarded a point.
Q.
So now the score is Paul 2, TJ 3. Yeah. Question number 5. Women couldn't submit a credit application at a bank without a man until 1974 in the United States. Fact or fiction? Paul takes a long sip of his Abita.
I'm going to say fiction.
I am gonna I'm gonna burn my Google.
All right. Paul has his Google. TJ's locked in for fiction. Okay, so Paul, the timer's not going, but I'm just going to allow you to keep going with it because whatever. I pretty much know in 30 seconds will be up.
Okay.
All right, Paul. 10
What
more
did you say? What did you say there, TJ? You said fiction.
I said fiction.
I'm gonna say fact.
Okay. Paul's time's up is up anyways. And this is a fact. It's from 1974, when the Equal Credit Opportunity Act
I want to
passed,
reverse Paul's answer.
Too late.
banks required single, widowed, or divorced women to bring a man to co-sign any credit application they submitted, regardless of how much money they made, according to The Guardian. Even worse, they could discount the value of a woman's income, quote, when considering how much credit to grant by as much as 50%.
See, it sounded real, which is why I thought it must be fake. Because I thought it was one of these fake out questions.
So now the score is tied 3-3.
Boo.
That's right.
Paul's cheating his ass off over there.
I'm getting that jerky, bitch.
He wants that jerky.
That jerky is mine.
So I knew it was like, you guys are going to look at that, whatever. You got to win something in a game. So there's our next question. President Ronald Reagan was also a prolific lifeguard who saved 77 people from drowning. Fact or fiction?
I think this is a fact. I'm going to say fact. He's a California guy. I'm going with fact.
I'm going to say fact as well.
I'm going to switch TJ's answer to fiction.
Okay. Locked in. So TJ's fiction, Paul is fact. Paul, you are correct.
Yes! That's what I'm talking about.
What a piece of shit.
Significant piece in Reagan's history. He reportedly pulled 77 people from the water over the summer working there. Although locals joke that at least a few of these young women had faked their distress to be rescued by the handsome young lifeguard.
He wasn't that handsome.
He looked pretty good back in the day. I'm saying, TJ, you probably would have fucked Reagan.
Nah.
Unfortunately for you, TJ, that was a good use of a switch by Paul. You do not advance a point, and Paul advances to 4 points. The score now being Paul 4 and TJ 3.
Paul is a disgusting, degenerate cheater. I want to point that out.
TJ.
I just want to point that out. No, I mean, I'm just being fair.
You just want to point that out? Okay.
Yeah, just point it out.
So the point my opponent's a fucking lying scumbag. They're deserves to be freaking raped by hyenas. Just point it out.
Yeah. You know.
All right, TJ. So here's the next question. Julius Caesar was born by cesarean section. Fact or fiction?
Who, Julius Caesar?
Julius Caesar, the most famous Roman of them all.
I think this is I'm going fiction on this one. I think this is a red herring because it's a cesarean section.
I'm going fiction too.
Final answer?
I'm going to switch Paul's answer too.
Okay.
Hopefully I didn't just switch him to correct though.
We both said fiction, so
but I changed Paul to fact.
So you've changed Paul.
So I probably I feel like I just gave him a point because this stupid shit's going to be true, but whatever.
The answer is fiction.
Yeah.
So, TJ, you gain a point.
So it's 4-4 now.
Caesar was born by natural birth in the customary way. The cesarean section surgical birthing procedure draws its name from the Lexa Caesara, law of Caesar, which stated that a child is to be cut from the womb if the mother died during childbirth. Apparently, the ancient world precedent for C-section births had a precedent for that. It's unknown if the procedure had a statistically significant survival rate for the mother. But the real nail in the coffin from this tale comes simply from the fact that Caesar's mother, Aurelia, survived. That only been impossible after cesarean section, which was only performed on a dead or dying woman.
Cool.
So his mom is still alive. The evidence is they only used.
Damn, she's still alive to this day? Holy shit.
She's still alive. Well, she was still alive.
Long-lived bitch, man.
So, TJ, you switched Paul.
Yeah, so he loses.
You've used your last switch.
4-4. Yeah.
For this round. So it is now 4-4. And I'm going to make a note real quick that TJ.
I got no more switches. Paul has one left. But I still have a Google. And he don't have no more Google. How many questions left in this round?
There's 20 in this round. So we're at that was number 7, so number 8.
All right.
So there's the next question. Magellan circumnavigated the globe. Fact or fiction?
That is fiction.
Fiction.
Lock it in.
You're both correct. Fiction. Famed Portuguese explorer Ferdinand Magellan and a crew of 260 men set sail September 1519 with the goal of sailing around the world. Today he's often credited as successfully doing so. We only made it halfway.
Yeah,
he was killed in the Philippines during a skirmish on the islands of Mactan, and his second in command completed the voyage.
Yep.
His expedition succeeded, but Magellan himself did not. He planned and began the expedition, and only 18 of his crew returned to Spain. So you guys both get a point. So I guess you guys both knew that one.
I did.
Well, that was a trick one. Because a lot of people have heard Magellan sailed around the world, so I was trying to see if I could trip you guys up.
Yeah, but I knew he died. I knew he died midway.
So now on to our next question here, TJ. The Olympics used to award medals for art. Fact or fiction?
I'm going to go with fact.
I'm also going to go with fact.
And you guys are both correct. From 1912 to 1948, the Olympic Games held competitions in the fine arts. Medals were given for literature, architecture, sculpture, painting, and music. Naturally, the art created was required to be Olympic-themed. According to the founder of the modern Olympics, Pierre de Frédé, the addition of arts was necessary because the ancient Greeks used to hold festivals alongside the games. Before the art events were removed, 151 medals were awarded. So you guys both advance. You guys are now both at 6 and 6.
666, the number of the beast.
Here's our next question. Napoleon was once attacked by a horde of bunnies. Fact or fiction?
Attacked by a horde of bunnies?
God, it's so stupid. I want to think it's true.
10 seconds.
I'm going to say fiction.
Guess I'll go with fact.
All right. Fact.
Damn it.
Paul. Point to Paul.
My inclination was fact, but I was like, it's just too stupid. There's no fucking way.
And Paul, I'll give you a bonus point here if you can tell me the year that this happened.
Can I go to Google?
No.
Okay.
No.
1659.
Oh, okay, I'll give you a hint to help you. It
Okay.
happened in the 19th century.
Okay. 1858.
Okay, 1807.
Damn.
It happened in July 1807 after Napoleon signed the Treaty of Tilsit, which ended the war between the French Empire and the Imperial Russia. Looking to celebrate, the emperor proposed a rabbit hunt, asking Chief of Staff Alexandre Berthier to make it happen. I'm probably butchering his name, but I'm not French, so fuck him. Berthier announced an outdoor luncheon, invited some of the military's biggest brass, and collected a colony of rabbits. Some say Berthier took in hundreds of bunnies, while others claim he collected as many as 3,000. Regardless, there were a lot of rabbits, and Berthier's men caged them alongside all the fringes of a grassy field. When Napoleon started to prowl, accompanied by beaters and gun bearers, the rabbits were released from the cages. The hunt was on. But then something strange happened. The rabbits didn't scurry in fright. Instead, they bounded toward Napoleon and his men. Napoleon's party had a good laugh at first, but as the onslaught continued, their concern grew. The rabbits eventually swarmed the emperor's legs and started climbing up his jacket. Napoleon tried shooting them with his riding crop, as his men grabbed sticks and tried chasing them. The coachmen cracked their bullwhips to scare the siege, but it kept coming. Napoleon retreated, fleeing to his carriage, but it didn't stop. According to historian David Chandler, with a finer understanding of Napoleonic strategy than most of his generals, the rabbit horde divided into two wings and poured around the flanks of the party and headed for the imperial coach. The flood of bunnies continued, some reportedly leaping into the carriage. The attack only ceased as the coach rolled away. The man who was dominating Europe was no match for a battle with wild bunnies. But here's the explanation. It was Berthier's fault. Rather than trapping wild hares, his men had bought tame rabbits from local farmers. As a result, the rabbits didn't see Napoleon as a fearsome hunter. They saw him as a waiter bringing out the day's food.
Damn.
So they thought he was feeding them.
Dude, I know rabbits will do that shit. That's why I said fact. My dad had a jackrabbit. He was working out in the field we used to live nearby, and a jackrabbit ran up his pant leg. They'll do that shit. Bunnies are fucking vicious.
Damn vicious bunnies.
So now our score stands at Paul 7, TJ 6.
Yup.
Cheating
Question
Paul.
number 11, TJ.
Yeah.
Ketchup was sold in the 1830s as medicine. Fact or fiction?
See, I'm gonna say fiction. I know that ketchup was something completely different in the 1800s. It was not modern ketchup, but I'm gonna say fiction.
TJ?
Fuck it. I'll say
Don't try
fact.
Googling shit, TJ.
I'll say fact. Fuck it.
The answer is fact.
Yes.
In the 1830s, when it came to popular medicine, ketchup was all the rage. In 1834, it was sold as a cure for indigestion by an Ohio physician named John Cook. I like the name. It wasn't popularized as a condiment until the late 19th century.
Sweet.
So now TJ polls to parity with Paul, 7-7.
Damn it.
Next question. Abraham Lincoln was a licensed bartender. Fact or fiction?
I want to Google it.
TJ, you can Google, but don't reveal your answer until then. Paul?
I'm going to say fiction.
Okay, we're going to hold off on revealing the answer till TJ.
Fact.
I'm going to switch TJ's answer to fiction.
Son of a bitch, dude.
A good use. Okay, so neither of you get a point.
Fuck.
I
should have lied.
This is a fact. Fuck. Besides being a wrestling champ, Lincoln was also a licensed bartender. In 1833, the 16th president opened a bar called Berry and Lincoln with his friend William F. Berry in New Salem, Illinois. The shop was eventually closed when Berry, an alcoholic, most of the shop supply.
Sorry. Cool.
So no one. The scores are remaining at 7-7, and Paul has used one of his switches, which I'm going to go notate now.
Yeah, I've
He used both of them now. We're both out of switches and Googles. So
that's right, he did.
We just
So
got
you guys
to
are both out of any all your
for
tests
this
are
round.
right.
Yeah.
So here's our next question. Benjamin Franklin thought turkey should be the national bird. Fact or fiction?
I've heard this one.
Yeah, I've definitely heard of this. I don't know if it's a fact or a fiction though. I'm going to go with fact.
I'll go with
locking in
fiction,
on
I guess.
fact.
Okay.
He seems like a giant turkey. So seems like a guy that would love the turkey. I'm locking in on fact.
TJ?
I'm going to go with fiction.
Point to TJ. It is fiction.
Fuck.
So TJ pulls ahead 8-7. Fiction. While writing to his daughter in 1784, Benjamin Franklin was complaining about the bald eagle being chosen as the United States national symbol. He said the bald eagle had, quote, bad moral character. He said the turkey would be a better idea. He was joking. He didn't actually think the national bird should be a turkey.
Wait, he said it though.
Yeah, but it was a fucking sarcastic remark.
But he never, that letter, if you did point that point out, I was going to be, that was in a letter to his daughter. It was never published. He never released that. He never was a proponent for the turkey being the national bird.
Technicality,
I think that should be my point.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
I think that's 100% my point.
Nope.
The salt starts flowing.
That's 100% my point.
Hey, there's going to be opportunities, Paul. For if you're not behind, if you're behind now, there's definitely opportunities to catch up.
Which you are.
What's the score now?
Not the final score. The score for this round right now is Paul 7, TJ 8.
Okay.
So, our next question. The Puritans came to the New World for religious freedom. Fact or fiction?
Well, that's kind of... I mean, there was multiple reasons, right? I mean, that was one of them, I feel like, because they were being persecuted. But, I mean, that's not the sole reason. So this is kind of a tough one.
I'm going to say fiction.
Okay.
I'm going to play it safe and go fiction, too, because I don't know if... I think it was a reason, but probably not the primary reason.
Final answers?
Yep.
You guys are both correct. You guys both get a point. I'll read it now. So the score is now Paul 8, TJ 9. And now I'll read the answer. Fiction. The Protestant, quote, separatists left Holland because of too much religious freedom, since the country allowed Judaism, Catholicism, and even atheism. Because of this, the Puritans dipped and went to the Mayflower, where they embarked on their across the pond to the New World. So they actually left because of too much religious freedom.
Yeah, they wanted to persecute.
They're like, God damn all these fucking other religions being able to do their shit.
Yeah, so they did it in a way.
I think my problem with that question was I was thinking of when you said Puritan, I was like overgeneralizing what a Puritan was. I forgot that referred to like a very specific group.
Sure. Well, these questions are designed to trip you up. Question. U.S. President Zachary Taylor overdosed on cherries. Fact or fiction?
Overdosed on cherries.
Fact.
That's so ridiculous. It's got to be a fact.
TJ's just going to ride my coattails and keep his lead now. He's going to pick the same answers as me.
Final answers?
Yep.
Okay.
It's a fact.
You guys both advance a point. It is indeed a fact. So, Paul, you're at 9. TJ, you're at 10. TJ keeps his 1-point margin. Fact. After serving a mere 16 months in office, U.S. President Zachary Taylor passed away after eating too many cherries and drinking milk at a 4th of July party in 1850. He died on July 9th from gastroenteritis. The acidic cherries, along with the milk, is believed to have caused this. All right, here's the next one, TJ. Former U.S. President Bill Clinton lost the nuclear launch codes. Fact or fiction?
I don't even think it's possible to lose the nuclear launch codes.
I mean, it sounds
TJ,
fake.
I'm making you answer first. You can't write Paul's coattails.
All right, well, it sounds fake, but sometimes when things sound really fake, that makes me think they're real.
But you never know.
But in this case, I think it actually is. I think it's fake. I think it's fiction.
Do I want to risk it for the biscuit? Sounds like something Clinton would do. I'll say fact. He dropped the football somewhere.
Final answers?
Yep.
Paul advances a point to bring to himself to a tie with TJ. 10-10. Fact, the former president seriously lost his personal ID number needed to confirm nuclear launches. And not just briefly, for like months on end.
Fucking stupid ass Clinton. God damn it.
Staff understandably called the misstep a gargantuan deal.
I lost the launch codes.
Yet he was nearly impeached for getting his dick sucked. And not that.
Hey, make love, not war, TJ.
I guess.
Monica used the launch codes to wipe jizz off her chin.
Now on to our next question. Did just 300 Spartans hold Thermopylae? Fact or fiction?
This is fiction.
I'll see if I can fool you guys with this one. You guys both get a point. I mean, just I was hoping maybe you guys would believe the myth, but so now you guys are tied 11-11. Although there were 300 Spartans present at the defense of Thermopylae, there were at least 4,000 involved in the first 2 days and 1,500 men involved in the fatal last stand. Still a tiny figure compared to the force against them, though there is evidence the vast Persian army has been vastly exaggerated. But more than the legend, we forget a lot of the contributors. So it wasn't 300. There were 300 Spartans there, but there was also other auxiliary defenders. And now our next question. Children fought in the U.S. Civil War by the hundreds of thousands. Fact or fiction?
I'm going to say fact.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Easy one for you guys as well. Fact. Let me get at your points. So now you guys both move 12-12. Fact. During the U.S. Civil War, about a fifth of all military personnel were under 18, and more than 100,000 soldiers in the Union Army alone were 15 years old or younger. The Confederates also used child soldiers by the tens of thousands. There were even cases where children as young as 8 put on the uniform. In the U.S. Navy, children frequently served as, quote, powder monkeys in warships. Like, I don't think anyone's allowed to be called a powder monkey now, by the way. Tasked during combat with rushing gunpowder from magazines to cannons, they were just as exposed to danger during action as were the sailors aboard the ship, regardless of age. Nice fact to learn about our warfare. Our next question.
Child soldiery.
God bless America.
The 1929 Wall Street crash caused a rash of suicides. Fact or fiction?
No, I've
always heard that people jumped out of fucking buildings and shit. So maybe I'm just buying into the fucking.
Yeah, this is one I've heard, which makes me think maybe it's not true, which is why it's being brought up here.
But maybe because we're bringing it up, it is true.
Right. So. I don't know.
I'm gonna say fiction.
I mean,
is that a rash? There might have been one or two, but I'm not gonna. I don't think there was a rash. I'm gonna say fiction.
I'm just gonna hedge my bet and go with Paul and say fiction as well.
You guys both advance a point. Score now being 13-13.
Hashtag coattail TJ.
It is in fact fiction. On Black Tuesday, October 24th, 1929, the most shocking stock market crash occurred in U.S. history. It is widely believed that this financial crisis caused countless deaths by suicide, but this is not the case. There were only 2, and both were done by gun.
There you go. I want a super cut of this episode of every time TJ says, "I'm going to go with Paul here," and I'm going to go with Paul here.
Oh,
I'm going to go with Paul.
I'm sorry if my strategy is too effective for you.
I think I'm going to go with Paul.
The bonus game, you can't just go with Paul, TJ.
I think I'm going to go with Paul. I'm going to go with Paul on this one. Yeah, we're gonna ride Paul's coattails on this one. Yeah, Paul. Yeah, I'm going to go with Paul.
I know what your fucking strategy is here, TJ. I'm on to you, buddy.
Yeah.
So TJ, I want you to answer first in this question because you can't just ride Paul's coattails. That is true. You've been answering after Paul an awful number of times. So TJ, you answer this first. Thomas Jefferson was the first president to live in the White House. Fact or fiction?
Fact.
Paul?
I want to say it's a fact too.
You guys are both wrong. Fiction. Well, the
Shouldn't
White
have listened to me.
Well, the White House was under construction during Washington's term. He never lived there. It wasn't until John Adams took office that a president lived there.
Well, see, that John Adams fucking HBO shit lied to me because it showed that he didn't fucking ever live in it.
Interestingly enough, George Washington is the only president to date who never lived in the White House.
This is bullshit, man. HBO's John Adams fucking lied to me, dude.
That John Adams was the first president to live in the White House.
It never showed him living in there. It showed it under construction.
Well, yeah, he lived in like the beginnings of the White House. This is the end of round one.
All right.
Our score, the end of round one. Paul 13, TJ 13. A dead heat. Just what I wanted.
Jesus. All right. Start of a new round. Start of a new round. I need a new beer. You guys vamp for a second.
So let Paul
vamp time. Vampity vamp, vamp, vamp. Paul's a drunk. Vampity vamp, 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 vamp.
So this is actually our bonus round, TJ.
Bonus round?
Yes. So it's in between our rounds.
Oh, so this, I didn't know there was a bonus round.
Yeah.
So how many questions are in the bonus round?
It's actually something you have to do.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll find out what that
want
is.
To be simply just answering questions. There's a.
I guess I'll find out when Paul's fucking fat ass finally returns from drinking all his woes away.
When it's a burr, TJ.
Wasted away again in Margaritaville. Looking for my lost shaker of salt. Some people say there's a woman to blame, but I know it's my own damn fault.
Are you singing Margaritaville?
Because you're a fucking drunk.
So?
That's why.
So what's the point?
The point is you're a fucking drunk, Paul.
All right. So here's our bonus. Not all speeches made throughout history have needed to be long-winded to make a point. So you guys now can pick one or two and make your speech. I'll leave it up to you guys to decide who wants
one
to do
or two and make a speech.
There's two speeches I have here. I'm gonna send it. I'll send it to you guys, but you guys can either select speech one or speech two.
So we gotta make the speech that's
been given.
That's been given to us.
I have a text to give to you.
Okay. Well, I'll take number fucking one.
Paul, do you agree to that?
Sure.
Okay, TJ, I'm about to send you over the speech you'll be making, or I'll just go ahead and send it to you.
I gotta do the damn Gettysburg Address.
Yep, and Paul, you'll be doing Cassius from Julius Caesar.
All right. So how are we being judged on this? I mean, what's even the deal here?
It's my subjective taste on who makes the better speech.
Well, they said Lincoln had a horrible screechy voice in real life. Did you know that?
You emailing me mine?
Yes, I'm doing that right now. And Paul, you can. I'm just sending you this for reference. If you want to pull it on another website, you can.
Okay.
Just so you know. All right. I'll give you guys time. So who wants to go first with theirs?
I don't give a fuck. I'll go first.
Yeah, you should probably go first.
All right. So
TJ, I'm gonna open it up.
I'm told that historically Lincoln had a screechy, horrible voice.
You can do it however you want.
So I'm going to do it authentic.
2 points, TJ. This is worth 2 points. So you're trying to fuck around.
I ain't trying to fuck around. I'm trying to be. I want you to know how historically accurate this is.
Okay, so TJ's probably going to lose this, but that's fine. Go ahead.
What? For being historically accurate? All right. And 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation, or any nation so conceived and so dedicated, can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives that a nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here, have consecrated it, far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note, nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living, rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they have fought here, have thus so far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion. That we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.
Hooray! Hooray!
Boo.
Yeah. You know what? If you had been there that day, Lincoln he sounded exactly goddamn like that. Exactly like it. And you know that flub I did midway through? He did that same flub. That was historically accurate.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lucky
Beat that.
This is not a historical accuracy contest.
Oh, it is. It is.
Why, man, he doth bestride the narrow world like a colossus, and we petty men walk under his huge legs and peep about to find ourselves dishonorable graves. Men at some time are masters of their fates. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars.
Excuse me. Sorry.
But in ourselves. That we are underlings. Brutus and Caesar, what should be in that Caesar? Why should that name be sounded more than yours? Write them together. Yours is as fair a name. Sound them. It doth become the mouth as well. Weigh them. It is as heavy. Conjure with them. Brutus will start a spirit as soon as Caesar. Now, in the names of all the gods at once, upon what meat doth this our Caesar feed that he has grown so great? Age, thou art shamed. Rome, thou hast lost the breed of noble bloods. When went there by an age since the great flood, but it was famed with more than one man? When could they say till now that talked of Rome, that her wide walls encompassed but one man? Now it is Rome indeed, and room enough, when there is in it but only one man. Oh, you and I have heard our fathers say there was a Brutus once that would have brooked the eternal devil to keep his state in Rome as easily as a king.
Ooh, a tough decision. A tough decision here. Both good speeches. TJ, I'm afraid that I have to award Paul 2 points over you. Your speech was pretty good, but you did make some flubs in it. And I did
Boom shakalaka.
I did not hear Paul make a single flub.
Not a single one.
So
I'm a trained Shakespearean actor, TJ. You just lost.
2 points to Paul. And TJ is silent.
TJ's tapping out.
Is TJ tapping out?
I want to announce to everybody right now, even before the competition is over, that I'm going to do a jerky eating stream when that jerky arrives. Right here on the channel. I'm just going to sit and eat jerky.
It was pretty close, though, I will say. You guys both did a good speech.
What? What happened?
Paul got 2 points.
Oh, I'm sorry. I slept through his boring, dreadful speech.
He slept through it. Also, TJ, your burping and other things made me less likely to award you the
I don't. Yeah, well, you know, I mean, obviously, when you have a fucking biased judge that, you know, the bag. I mean, obviously, the fix is in, so that's fine.
Oh yeah,
it's funny that you slept through my speech because you slept through yours too. You boring piece of shit.
No, I mean, I did a historically accurate speech based on actual accounts of Lincoln's voice, and you know, Paul just fucking did his typical Paul bullshit, and you know, just coast to whatever his lame bullshit victory with you know, money changing hands behind the scenes. I'm sure.
Keep spilling the sour grapes, TJ. I'm just gonna make wine out of it and drink it.
Yeah. Well, whining is your primary skill, so.
We now begin round 2.
Yeah, like how Paul had to cheat to get ahead. That's fine, though. You know.
Oh, of course. Question. Barack Obama campaigned in 18 games. Fact or fiction?
Campaigned in 18 games? The fuck does that mean?
Barack Obama placed campaign ads in 18 games.
Like video games?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry if I wasn't clear, but in 18 video games. Fact or fiction?
That's a fact.
All right. Yeah, fact.
Correct. You both are awarded a point.
See, I thought Scotty was going to pull a fast one with that and be like, nope, it was 17.
No, I wasn't. Well, that just, come on. Fact, during the 2008 presidential campaign, Barack Obama purchased ad space in 18 games that ran in 10 states. The Vote for Change billboards were in Burnout Paradise, Skate, Madden, and more than that, target the demographic of ages 18 to 34.
Makes sense.
Question number 22, TJ. The Titanic's owners never said the ship was unsinkable. Fact or fiction?
Fact.
Yeah, that's also a fact.
You guys are both correct. Fact, despite what James Cameron's iconic 1997 film may have had you believe, the owners never said it could never sink. Historian Richard Howell said that, quote, the population as a whole were very unlikely to ever thought the Titanic as a unique, unsinkable ship before it made its maiden voyage. So no one really thought really much of it. It was just a ship going on a voyage.
Yeah, but it's way fun. It's way cooler of a story if you're like, you know, you add some element of like, it was unsinkable. So then it becomes about the hubris of man, you know.
So Paul 17, TJ 15.
That's right.
Charles Lindbergh successfully made the first transatlantic flight on May 20th, 1927. Fact or fiction?
Can you read that again for me?
Charles Lindbergh successfully made the first transatlantic flight on May 20th, 1927. Fact or fiction?
Fiction.
TJ?
Fiction.
You guys both get a point. Bringing the score now to Paul 18, TJ 16.
You're getting there, TJ. You're getting there.
British aviators John Alcock and Arthur Brown actually flew from Newfoundland to Ireland 8 years earlier. Lindbergh was, however, the first to do this solo. During a Roman Bacchanalian party, guests would visit the vomitorium so they could continue to party all night long. Fact or fiction?
This is fiction.
Fiction, and I'm switching Paul's answer to fact.
So, TJ, you burn one of those. This is, in fact, fiction. So, TJ, you're now within 1 point of Paul. Fiction. Vomitoriums were not used for vomiting, and it was not customary to vomit between courses while dining in ancient Rome. Vomitoriums were used as entrances through which Roman crowds entered and exited stadiums. Our next question. The first car was produced in the United States in 1883. Fact or fiction?
1883. I'll say fact.
I'll go with fact, too.
Fiction.
Damn.
So you guys, neither of you guys get a point. No, it wasn't Henry Ford's Model T in 1908. The first car was actually created in the 19th century when European engineers Carl Benz and Emile Levasseur were working on automobile inventions. Benz patented the first automobile in 1886. Finally got you. If I can finally fool you, motherfuckers.
Yep.
Next question. Walt Disney didn't draw Mickey Mouse. Fact or fiction?
What was the question?
Walt Disney didn't draw Mickey Mouse. Fact or fiction, TJ?
I'm going to say fact.
I'm going to say fact and switch TJ's answer to fiction.
Oh, Paul uses a switch. Fact. While Walt Disney did have the idea of Mickey Mouse and also provided the voice, the imagery was created by animator, I guess it's Yub. It works. And he came up with all the iconic features. Sorry, TJ.
Take that point back. Keep that comfortable, comfy, cozy 2-point lead.
TJ 17. Here's the next one. After his death, Napoleon's dick was cut off and taken on tour. Fact or fiction?
That sounds like something the barbaric ass French would do to me.
Cut off and taken on tour. I'm going to say fiction.
I got some room to play here. I'll say fact.
Final answers?
Yep.
Point to Paul.
Yes! Oh, man. Let me go get a pillow. I'm just going to...
Boo.
Fact. Apparently, it was during his autopsy by the somewhat cruel doctor Francesco Altamiracci in front of 17 witnesses before it was then acquired by priest Abbe Agnes Paul Vignelli, who gave
he was there. He knew. That's not fair.
It passed through the Vignelli's family before it eventually was bought by American rare book dealer ASW Rosenbach in 1924, and then displayed at the Museum of French Art in New York in 1927.
Who owns it now?
Nearly 2 centuries after his death, it has been confirmed that the French military and political leader had a, quote, very small penis and measured at a modest 1.5 inches. There's a family that still owns it now. I think it's like the Latimer family owns Napoleon dick.
If I get rich, I'm buying that cock.
And just so you know, it's just comforting to you, TJ, Napoleon his penis was actually smaller than yours.
Cool. So far, what I've learned about Napoleon is that he gets bested by bunnies and had a small dick.
Yeah. And conquered most of Europe. Our next question.
It says more about Europe than it does about Napoleon, I think.
Oh, okay. Nintendo was founded when Jack the Ripper was still on the loose. Fact or fiction?
Nintendo. I know. I'm gonna say fact.
I am going to say fact, and I'm going to switch Paul's answer to fiction.
Point to TJ. This is a fact. So the score now stands 18 TJ, Paul 20. And now the answer. Nintendo, the Japanese gaming company associated with video games like legends such as Mario, Donkey Kong, Zelda, and Pokemon characters, is actually much older than the video game era. They originally made playing cards called Hanafuda, and the company was founded way back in 1889 when the infamous Jack the Ripper was creating havoc on the streets of London.
TJ has burned both of his switches now.
I didn't really burn them because I got points out of both of them.
Yeah, you burned them both, though.
You only have one left. I still have my Google, too.
Yep. You guys both still have your Google, and Paul. I think Paul used one of his switches in this round.
I did.
Yeah, he used one. He still has one
switch
left.
and a Google
TJ's
left.
out of switches. Paul's got his one switch, so here we go. In the medieval era, people used spices primarily to mask the flavor of rotting meat. Fact or fiction?
I'm going to say fact.
I'm gonna say fiction.
Final answers?
Final answers.
Fiction.
Yes.
Oh,
Damn it. Brutal.
let's see here. Oh, what the hell? I gave Paul 10 more points than you. It should be 21 points.
See,
so
the
Paul
fucking
21,
fix is
TJ
definitely
18.
in.
We had the plan. Whatever. Why would I admit it then? Fiction. In the days before refrigeration, there was a, quote, shorter shelf life for perishables. But spices were not used to hide the flavor of rotting food. Spices were far too expensive for such a use, which would ultimately not prevent diners from stomach ailments that accompany eating spoiled food.
Right.
Instead, spices were used to embellish high-quality foods.
Gotcha.
Our next question. Hitler seized power in Germany by burning the Reichstag. Fact or fiction?
See, this is another one that's like, it's kind of open for interpretation.
I'm gonna say fiction.
I'm I'm going to go with Paul. Fiction.
Fiction. You both advance a point. So Paul 22, TJ 19. Here's the answer. Many people hold the misconception that the Nazis seized power in Germany, but nothing can be further from the truth. The fact is, Nazis came to power through free and fair elections, and even used the democratic process to secure power. In effect, Adolf Hitler, appealing to the very legitimate grievances and fears of the German people, used the ballot box to achieve the powerful position of chancellor, and then used the very same process to destroy democracy by having the legislature grant him the emergency powers, and he convinced them they were necessary to restore order. Upon acquiring the authority, his first act was to dissolve the very legislature that granted him the power, after which he basically ruled by decree, an outrageous miscarriage of power that he used to outlaw all other political parties and declare himself supreme leader, or Führer in German.
Man, I can taste that jerky already. It just tastes so salty and good, TJ.
Yeah, well, you ain't ever getting it, so.
You
ain't getting it.
Medieval European scholars did not believe the earth was flat. Fact or fiction?
Did not believe the earth was flat?
Yes.
That is a fact, actually.
TJ?
Fact.
I would like to switch TJ's answer to fiction, please.
Of course you would.
Oh, shit. It is a fact. So, Paul, you advance a point to 23 points. TJ, you stay at 19. Scholars have known the earth is spherical since at least 500 BC. The myth was created in the 17th century by Protestants to argue against Catholic teachings. So, there you go. Our next question. Victorian era doctors invented the vibrator to cure female hysteria. Fact or fiction?
That's a fact.
Fact.
I've heard this before.
Fiction?
Fiction.
The fuck? We covered that in an episode, for fuck's
They're
sake.
both gold.
Ugh.
There is absolutely no evidence the Victorian doctors used vibrators to simulate orgasms in women as a medical technique.
Well, then our episode was wrong, so don't rely on this show for any information.
The paper written by two historians at Georgia Tech. Manual massage of female genitals, they write, was never routine medical treatment for hysteria. There's no evidence for it, says Hallie Lieberman, the author of both the new paper and Buzz, A Popular History of Sex Toys. It's inaccurate. And even the author that started this myth has even said that there was really not good evidence backing it up.
I want to reverse my own answer.
No, you can't.
Damn. Okay.
So I was hoping that was would throw you guys for both a loop there. But
Well,
TJ, you should have taken a chance. Should have taken that chance.
Well, I thought for sure it was fucking fact. We'd covered it before. We did it. We fucking whatever.
Sorry, you bought into a myth. Our next question. And you know what, TJ? Just to make things more interesting at this point, there's only a few questions left. We'll now double the value of questions in the game.
You're just trying to give Paul a fucking chance to get even further ahead.
This actually gives you a chance to catch up if he gets it wrong.
It's true.
Star Wars came out the same year as the last guillotine execution in France. Fact or fiction?
Fact.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And one of you guys can earn a bonus point. Whoever tells me first, what year did that happen?
1977.
1978.
TJ, you were right. So TJ, you were in 3 points. Paul, you were in 2.
Bitch.
Star Wars was premiered in the U.S. on May 25th, 1977. At the same time, the futuristic sci-fi was wowing audiences around the world. The medieval practice of death by guillotine was still taking place in France, where Hamid Pimp Killer Dajanad Duby was beheaded for the tortured murder of a young woman. This is the last use of the guillotine in France. Nobody else has been executed by using any means since. So TJ, you were in 3 points. You're now at 21, and Paul is now at 25. Oh, well, TJ should be within one more, so you should be 23, TJ.
What?
You should be within 2 because you gained a point on Paul.
I was up by 4.
Oh, you're up by 4. Okay, then
Yeah.
My mistake.
He was up by 4 points. And
So
he got
but
2 more.
Paul should be-
I should be within 3, basically.
Yeah, so Paul's at 25 and TJ's at 22.
Okay.
Okay, we're good. I misunderstood that. Our next question. And these are worth 2, remember. Ecstasy was invented the same year the Titanic sank. Fact or fiction?
I want to use my Google thing.
TJ, you can go ahead and do that.
guess I have to answer before.
Yeah, because I ain't saying shit until he answers. I learned my lesson.
I'm gonna say fiction.
TJ.
It's kind of inconclusive, but I'm gonna say fact.
And TJ, right now, you have earned 2 additional points. Yeah. You can earn an additional point right now, TJ, by telling me the year.
Oh, fuck. Why did I close that window? 1892.
1912.
Fuck.
It's okay, TJ. You earned 2 additional points.
All right.
You're now, the score is now 25, Paul. TJ, 24.
Yeah.
The average life expectancy in the Middle Ages was 30. Fact or fiction?
Fiction.
I'll go with fiction.
And you both gain 2 points. Paul now stands at 27, TJ at 26. While it is true that life expectancy was much lower back then, that statistic is highly skewed by high infant mortality, and the life expectancy of people who lived to adulthood was much higher. A 21-year-old man in medieval England, for example, could by one estimate expect to live to the age of, say, 64. Our next question. Ancient Egyptians used slabs of stones as pillows. Fact or fiction?
I'm gonna say fiction.
I'm gonna say fact.
Final answers?
Yep.
It is a fact. 2 points for TJ, who now advances
yes!
to the lead.
I'm in the lead again.
I thought it was rigged against you, TJ, a minute ago.
Well, now it's been rigged for me. So
fact.
Thanks, Scotty. We'll exchange money after the show.
In ancient Egypt, pillows were associated with mummies and tombs. Based on archaeological findings, it has been established that the ancient Egyptian pillows date back to 2055. It's a range 2055 to 1985 BC. Ancient Egyptian pillows were wooden, alabaster, glass, or stone headrests. These pillows were not uncommon and mostly used by placing them under the heads of the deceased because the human head was considered to be the essence of life and sacred. Made of stone, which is very hard material, stone pillows were used solely for the use in the afterlife and not for everyday use. Question 37. Most men in the colonial era wore wigs. Fact or fiction?
Fiction.
Fiction.
And you both get 2 points.
It's like aristocrat bullshit, right?
We're about to see. So Paul 29, TJ 30. Answer. Wigs and powdered hair were in fashion at the time, but only about 5% of the population wore them. Wigs were expensive and were mainly worn by lawyers, statesmen, and women of the gentry class.
Figured.
Wigs were ill-suited for blue-collar jobs, and most people couldn't even afford a wig, even if they wanted one. And now we come to our final question.
Oh, shit.
I feel like I made it easy for you dipshits, but now I'm done being nice. Paul, before you answer, I'll make this clear that I'm going to give you one of these 2 things to help you answer your question. But this is for 666 points.
Thus rendering everything up to this point meaningless.
Of course. That's what you do with your games anyways, TJ. What day in history was Nirvana's album In Utero released? And I will tell you one of the following.
Okay.
I will tell you the year, I will tell you the date, or I will tell you the month.
I mean, oh, wait. I still have a Google.
You can't use it in this round.
What?
Yep.
I wasn't warned that my Google usage was running out.
We actually did cover that in the
I did cover in the beginning.
That said the final question is not eligible
Didn't
for
even
any of
use
this
my
other
Google.
stuff.
You should have used it.
Give me the date, the number of the day.
The 14th.
I'm going to say April 14th, 1992.
September 14th, 1993 was the date Nirvana's studio album Uniro was released. TJ, for 666 points, what day in history was Antichrist Superstar released? I'll give you the same. Do you want the year, you want the date, or you want the month?
I know the year.
Okay.
Give me the month.
October.
October 16th, 1996.
Oh, you're so close. October 8th, 1996. So, with a final score of 30 points to 29, a super close contest, TJ, who said it was rigged from the beginning, has in fact won the competition.
Yeah, bitch.
Brother rigging. Brother rigging.
Thanks for that rig, Scotty.
Oh, yeah. Good job, TJ.
Scotty hadn't doubled them points. TJ would be sitting on a fucking loss.
Yeah, well, he did.
I want to make the game interesting.
Oh, it is interesting. I'm very interested in this outcome.
Oh, whatever, TJ. You were losing for much of the game, saying the game was bullshit.
Yeah, well, now I changed my mind. Fair
I demand
game.
a final question with a spelling contest for all the marbles.
Maybe next time.
I turned down this offer of a final question.
Hey, what prize will you be having, TJ?
I will take the Mega Snacks 50 count variety care package gift box, please.
And Paul, because you're such a great participant, you still get the beef jerky anyway.
Yes!
So we both get the prize anyway.
You guys both win anyway. So I was going to do that from the beginning, no matter who won.
I'm still making that jerky victory stream.
Yeah, because I feel like I feel like Paul. Honestly, his score. I mean, we made it seem like it was 1 point, but really, like, my speech was better, and a lot of those questions, I got right and he got
Your
wrong.
Your speech sucked.
My speech was brilliant and beautiful.
Speech was dog shit.
Paul's speech was terrible. Paul was drunk the whole game. He was unfocused, barely even present.
When I was going through this, I actually like to do this again with movies, but I maybe a different twist to it.
That final question with that. Oh man, I should have remembered that because it was Stevie. It's Stevie's fucking birthday.
Yeah,
and I knew that at one point. I was like, "Oh man, Antichrist Superstar came out on your birthday, Stevie. That's crazy." I'm such a fucking idiot.
You are an idiot.
You guys did good. It was actually pretty close. It was actually how I wanted. I was really not hoping for it to be a big gap. I was hoping it'd be close, and you guys did deliver on that.
It was a blowout until you doubled them points.
Well, I wanted to make it interesting in the end. I was like, if it's close, that we got to add some points here. So, because like if you're behind, then you can catch up. And then, I almost did another bonus game, but I was trying to keep the length to, an appropriate, about hour and a half. So,
I mean, if you knew about the release date of your so-called favorite band's album, you could have easily dominated there at the end with that 666
I mean,
points.
I was more interested in Siamese Dream by the Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah, that was the real star turn of the 90s, if we're honest.
Yeah, that was it.
But they just got screwed by the system. All right, yeah, it was a fun game. I appreciated it.
Yeah, it was fun.
Well, thank you guys for playing. You guys are both good sports, and I
mean, I don't think either of us is actually a good sport, but thanks for the lie.
I think you were in the circumstances, and I didn't fool you guys as much as I wanted to. I'll
tell you why. I'll tell you why you didn't. I could tell you right now where you went wrong with trying to fool us with this.
The outlandishness.
No, it's just that when you said something that was super ridiculous, I pretty much knew it was true, and when you said something that I'd heard before, I pretty much knew it must be false.
Well, I wanted you guys to be able to get the questions too. That's why I didn't do like multiple choice or something like that. Because I wanted to be, like an interesting competition where it's like, if you guys have to have 5 choices, then maybe you only get 5 questions right.
I think if we do this again, we should have to answer in secret, so that TJ can't coattail ride his way to victory again.
Yeah.
No.
It might actually.
We should have to send our answers via DM to Scotty.
Yeah. Well, if we were in studio, we could maybe come up with some kind of isolation booth or some bullshit. Anyway.
No, we just text him.
Next time, I actually want to do
that's true. We can just text you
in studio. I actually want to do a buzzer system.
Yeah. Oh yeah, make us buzz in. Yeah, that might be better.
When we're in studio, I've been cooking up an idea too for a little game show. I want to do Pessimist Jeopardy with the two of you as contestants.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
I've been watching a lot of Jeopardy lately, and I want to do like a full blown game of Jeopardy. We definitely need buzzers for that.
Yeah,
we'd have to come up with some kind of buzzer.
Well, we had buzzers for that one game we did on DP back in the day. It was.
I'm sure we could find something like that.
It was
again.
we got to come up with some
the
buzzers.
Pain Olympics or whatever the fuck it was.
Yep.
Or no, it was a wheel of torture.
Paul remembers it.
Yeah, the wheel of torture. I'll never forget.
I don't think Paul would be able to forget that fucking.
My ass was literally hamburger for 6 weeks after that show.
But you were $5,000 richer, so
That's true.
Yeah, the prize for that was much higher than this.
Hey, who knows? Maybe we'll do another prize thing again.
Yeah, but I want my mega snacks. Send those to me now.
Mega snacks for you and beef jerky for Paul.
Yeah.
Like I said, thank you guys for playing. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of History, Fact, or Fiction. And we'll be back with maybe another game sometime in the near future.
All right, cool. Fare thee well, everybody.
Deep fat pride.